Right, once you've finished all your hexagons and you've put your surface crochet on them, it's time to start joining them together. The joining technique is the same. It's just that I'm going to show you, you're going to need to see how to join one edge and then two edges. And the only other join you're going to need is 3 edges. So I'm going to show you how to do all of those. And all of that joining relies on having a really pretty outline on the hexagons. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Right, your very first hexagon, when you start to join things together, needs to be outlined all the way around. And I'm going to show you how to do that. There's a couple of abbreviations that you might not have seen before, but the one I think that's interesting is the BST abbreviation, which I think Greta has translated as between stitch. And all that means is rather than putting your hook through the stitch like you normally would to do the next round, you're actually going to just put it at the base of the stitch. So sort of at the bottom of the V of the stitch. Can you see? I'm just going through there. There is a very natural place for the hook to fall, so it's not difficult at all, and it just creates a longer sort of spike stitch. So if you worked our last box, we used lots of those. If not, don't worry, I'll show you how to do them. You're going to work a sort of pretty corner and then 3 spike stitches along each edge, and I'll show you how to space them nice and evenly. Right, we're working with our substitute cream yarn. Again, I'm just going to say I really like it. In your book, it will show ice blue, but here I'm using cream, and you can use cream on yours as well, obviously. And we're going to start in the corner space. Now, obviously, it's easy to see the corner space because it's pointy, but also if you look really close up, I've got 2 stitches going into one, and my hook is just going to go through the base of those 2 stitches, sorry. And to join, I'm going to pull up a loop of yarn and then just pull through another chain, and that's going to count as my first double crochet. And you'll see it's a long one. Don't pull it tight, it needs to be that length to sort of give that spike stitch effect. So part of our repeat here is 1 double crochet, 2 chain, and then a double crochet in the same space. That's what we're going to do in every corner space as we go around. Okay, be careful not to pull it tight because that just creates that really nice sort of corner effect. Looks a little bit loose at the moment, but it'll be fine as you work it. The next part of our repeat goes 1 chain, skip 2 stitches, 1 chain between, 1 double crochet between stitches. And what that looks like in effect is as follows. 1 chain, and the way I found it easier to space out these stitches along this edge, if I bring that a bit closer to the camera, you can see I've got a stitch going in here. I'm going to miss the next one, and I'm going to put my next one in there. All right, so skip the next one. I know it says skip 2 stitches, and that's what you'd count across the top, but I personally found it easier to space them by seeing where my last stitch came out of, skipping the next one, and putting my next one in the one after, next door but one neighbour. So in I go, pull it up, don't pull it too tight because it becomes this nice tall stitch, and that is 1. We've got to do that 3 times. So chain, miss its next door neighbour, go in its next door but one neighbour, make that long double crochet, that's 2. Here comes number 3, chain, miss the next door neighbour, go in the next door but one neighbour, and that is 3. Okay, now we've done that 3 times, I'm going to do 1 chain, and I'm going to ignore the next door neighbour, and that brings me straight into that corner space again. And that's what we're going to do just as we started off, that 1 tall double crochet, 2 chain, 1 tall double crochet. So that has put that outline. It's beautiful. I really do like this colour. Sorry. That one outline on that one edge, and I'm going to repeat that all the way around. Okay, so here I go again. 1 chain, miss the next door neighbour, go in next door but one. 1 chain, miss next door but neighbour, going next door but one. Are you thinking about your next door but one neighbour now? I am. 1 chain, like that. and it brings me back again to the corner. So you can see it's nice and simple, a nice repetitive pattern all the way around, and nothing more complicated than that. So for this very first hexagon, when you're joining, as I said, you're going to need to do that all the way around, okay? And we've got a regular old fasten off on this one, so I'll get to the end and we'll do that together. Okay, I'm coming along the last edge now, and can I just say, viewer, it is beautifully peaceful in my house this morning. For the first time in a year, my husband's gone into an office and my child's gone to school, so it's just me and you, and it's lovely. Right, it was remarkable. That's why I remarked upon it. I have finished now, so I'm just going to show you. We're just doing a bog standard. I need to keep my hook in because we're doing a bog standard cast off, fasten off, bind off, whatever you want to call it. And all I'm going to do is go into the first sort of chain and slip stitch closed. It isn't fancy this time because it's all hidden, you see. When you join, all of that will be hidden. So I'm just going to just do a normal, I don't really know what a normal bind off, fasten off, I never know what to call this, fasten off. I don't know what a normal fasten off looks like really now, but that'll do, won't it? We're just going to sew the ends in. Okay, so the ends are sewn in, and that is our first hexagon ready to go. So you can see it's completely outlined, and we've now got a good edge to be able to connect the next hexagon to it.